What is up, beasts and legends? It's Wiley, and we're launching into our TWIF Week 14 preview. Now, I'm going to review these games, and then we're just going to slice right into it. I put up a solid 84, loser the mighty Seagout. She puts up a great 101. Metal Spine goes off for 120, TX Nurse does nothing, Metal Spine wins. Disco goes ham, beats Clap 4, who's plagued with injuries, by over 100 points. USC squeaks out a win against Cure Sucks because Cure Sucks started in inactive Adrian Peterson instead of Marshawn Lynch, who got 30. More than would have broken the game and made it go the other way, but that's why Cure Sucks won't be returning next year, hopefully. Probably. I don't think there's any way you can let someone who starts inactive people back into your league. Cameron loses again, as correctly predicted. Rampy pretty much solidifies his division there. And Ben gets a win and puts up a solid 109. So, going into Week 14, you're probably thinking this is a very murky playoff picture, and it intimidates me very much so. And I'm here to solve it for you. Right now, this is what we're looking at. Seagouch has the Division 1 locked up, Disco has Division 2 locked up, and Division 3 is a little bit murky, but Rampy will probably win it. Ben is on the bubble, and it looks like Spencer is probably going to win the wild card. No one else is in the wild card. Clap 4 is destroyed by injuries. I've had some bad luck and made some bad decisions, so I'm sitting at a mediocre season. In order for Ben to win the wild card, Spencer will have to lay an egg, lose. Ben will have to win by a tremendous amount and score over 90 more points than Spencer has this year. It's a very long shot, but it's the only one that Ben has. Or, I don't think, let me check, I'm pretty sure that he can't win the division. Yeah, Aaron has their division locked up, so that's the only chance that Ben has. As far as playoff power rankings go, you say? Disco once again flexed his muscles and shows that he is no chump diggity. He's a good owner and he's smart. 163 isn't anything to sneeze at, so I'll have to give him the 1 seed, especially after Dirty McCoy and Ray Rice haven't had any injuries, and really his whole team has looked good on the injury front. Number 2 seed, you're probably going to have to give that one to Spencer. Slight edge to Spencer because of his ownership, although I'm not sure how the seeds work, but if they work logically, then he'll be 4th, meaning he'll have to play Disco with the toughest matchup. But he's the most active owner, he has the most diverse team, and you'll see what I mean in a second as I give him the number 2 rating. Number 3 is going to have to go to the mighty Seagouch, who has terrorized me all year. He's really come on strong here at the end. But him and Rampy's 4th, both rely heavily on single teams. Rampy has the Wes Welker, Danny Woodhead, Brady combo, which obviously relies heavily on the Patriots, and Christian has the Aaron Rodgers, James Jones, Jermichael Finley. Look at me, I'm a Packers fanboy. And Christian tends to do that, and it works pretty well for him when the team has good weeks. But hypothetically, what if the Packers lose this week and then bench their players on Super Bowl week for rest? Christian won't be looking very good then. So, just because of overall consistency and the fact that, you're not going to get burned because one team has a bad week, I'm going to have to give Spencer the 2 seed. And I think Seagouch has a touch more firepower than Rampy. So, that'll be an interesting playoff picture. It'll probably go Seagout, Rampy, and Disco USC. And maybe by a long shot, Benny might make it in there, but I wouldn't count on it or bet on it. And as far as loser brackets go, it should be me. I'll have to look because the loser bracket kind of doesn't really matter. Me, Cameron's on the bubble. Well, I guess it'd be easier just to say who's out. Metal Spine's out, No Fried's out, Texas Nurse is out, and let's see here. It's a mixture between Cure Sucks and Cameron. Now, let's just say it'll be me, Ben, two strong owners who had bad luck, Ben more so than me. Clap 4, who's just been decimated by injuries here at the end. And then on the bubble, it's Cameron and Cure Sucks. Now, Cameron's probably like given up at this point, but that's a really bad decision because the loser bracket has to be worth a little bit to him. Like, just something. Because, I predicted the crumble, it happened, I predicted every game right since week 4 for him. He can come back and stick it to me, which I think is what he needs to shoot for. Because no one wants to see the inactive Chump Diggity Cure Sucks in it. He doesn't even deserve to be in the league. Come on now. Alright, that was my long response on the convoluted playoff picture, which is not really that convoluted, but you might have not even known there's a loser bracket, so now we're going to launch into our normal Week 14 preview. Stafford over Pussy Willow because Stafford is a beast. Willis McGahee over Burnzo Turnzo because Burnzo's struggling with an injury. And McGahee is in that, he is injury prone, but he's in that Denver offense that runs a ton. So I am giving the advantage to McGahee. MJD, everyone was like, oh, MJD, bad year. Yeah, you're an idiot. Leads the league in rushing. He's had a touchdown in his last 5 games. Better than Mendenhall, who's on Yahoo's undroppable list. Then you got Dez Bryant, who's better than Eric Decker, because, Tierbo just won't throw it. Vincent Jackson. I don't even know what to say with this guy. I want to drop him, but I don't have a better option. Excuse me. Mike Wallace has had a good year. Advantage Wallace. Vernon Davis and Fred Davis. I've noticed that it seems like Vernon Davis's lack of touchdowns this year, I think it has some correlation with David Akers' massive leg. Advantage Fred Davis. Jeremy Macklin and Law Firm. 3-way time splits are nothing. Like, don't even plug in a 3-way time split into your flex. Advantage Macklin, although he is coming off of injury, so who knows. David Akers is all-powerful. If you don't know that by now, I don't think you've been watching these videos consistently. Mingle's defense don't have a great matchup, but the Bears are looking to cut up this weekend. And they're going to, Jake Delhomme, the mixture of Brett Favre, who's 1,000, and Caleb Haney, they're going to, whoever starts, Bears fans I don't even think want to know, whoever starts is going to turn the ball over. Let's get that out of the way. Advantage Bungles. And as far as that goes, advantage me. I'm a little bit biased, I know, but it's pretty obvious if I'm just picking everyone from my team and you can go, oh, well, no, Wiley, this guy's better than this guy, but I think I have a shot there. He's a hard luck team, but he's 2-11. Bing Bong and TX Nurse. If Cameron was looking to play someone to try to get into the playoffs, it would probably be TX Nurse. I say playoffs, losers bracket. Because you look at the other teams that have a worse record than him. Cure Sucks, I'm putting him in there because he's inactive. He has 2 good running backs. No Fried, not that good at all. Basically one of those guys with a big name quarterback and that's it. Metal Spine, ever since Ben touched his team with his fantasy presence, has been coming on massive, putting up 120 last week. Gronkowski went crunk crazy. What else can I say? What other made-up adjectives can I use? And who else is at the bottom of our division or our league? TX Nurse, who had a terrible week last week. Cameron's sitting pretty right now if he wants to stick it to me. Because, once I predicted the crumble, he was like, no, I'm not going to crumble. He has. 3-1 team turned into garbage right in front of his feet. He can stick it to me. if he makes this losers or consolation bracket, whatever you want to call it. You know, it can almost be called the hard luck bracket because me, Kevin, and Ben, mostly Kevin and Ben though. I mean, I've had hard luck, it just hasn't been injuries, it's been more of, well, this guy's on your bench, he gets 30, you start him, he gets nothing, and has nothing to do with matchups. Alright, there was that. Romo over Rivers. Rivers is having a bad year. Matt running is his forte. He's coming off of a severe injury. Don't count anything from him. I would bench him for now and, get ready to plug him in Sunday if need be. But that could hurt Cameron. So Cedric Benson, advantage Benson. Darren Sproles, little lightning bug. Garbo, I'm sorry. You're terrible. Even though he did have a good week last week, he split time with too many people. Michael Bush, if Ben's mom, wink wink, can figure out who to start, then Bush will be an advantage. And Bolden and Deshaun Jackson, advantage Deshaun. Julio Jones is way too boom or bust, but I hate Plaque, so I don't want to give the advantage to anyone there. Advantage Julio. Witten over Winslow. Witten's one of the best. Bush coming on strong. I hate picking Reggie Bush because he dropped the Heisman. I hate USC too. God. Advantage to Bart Gaffney. Alex Henry better than Josh Brown. JETS jokes over the Chargers D. Advantage Cameron because good lord he needs it. Clapthorne victorious. Man, Clapthorne he was starting off so strong and it looks like he's gonna get spanked by Seagouch. Rodgers over Ryan, Hillis over Bradshaw, Tate over Ingram. Right there, Kevin drafted receiver heavy, so yes, Matt Ryan is what he drafted, but as far as running backs go, Kevin drafted a lot better than that. He just got burned by injuries. Brandon Lloyd over James Jones. Megatron over Victor Cruz, because Megatron's not a jackass. He's not hitting referees or stomping on opponent players, so he's not suspended this week. Although Victor Cruz was a great pickup by Seagouch. Jermichael Finley over Dustin Keller, because I hate Dustin Keller. Andre the Giant Johnson will be outperformed by Greg Jennings because Johnson is having trouble staying healthy, just like the rest of Kevin's team. Steven Gostkowski will do better than your Rackers. And the Cowboys D has the advantage over Green Bay's D. Advantage Seagouch. Just because of his top three. Cure sucks at Metal Spine. I'm just going to tell you right now, advantage Metal Spine. He's coming off of a great week. Cure sucks can't even start at active people. Big Ben over Freeman. Gerhardt over Peterson, because I think Peterson won't play. I'm not sure on that, though. Hell you over Gore, because look at Gore. He's a downhill runner and a fantasy scrub. Advantage Halou. Roddy White will do better than Crabtree. Maybe. Roddy White's been a huge disappointment this year. Marshall over Tampa Mike, because the Dolphins aren't playing that bad. Gronkowski will do better than Gates, because Gates isn't what he used to be. Sean Green over... No, just kidding. Just because Sean Green punched it in 3 times doesn't mean he's good. That could have just as easily been another 5-point performance. He was just in the right place at the right time. Advantage Dion, just because I bet a ton of people pick up Sean Green this week, and they're going to be disappointed. That's my prediction. Billy Cumtiff will do better than Robbie Gould, because Robbie Gould is kicking for Caleb Haney / Brett Favre. And the San Francisco Giants will do better than Big Ben Rapist and his defense. Yes, I know Ben's not on the defense, but he's on Metal Spine's team. This is my game to watch. Disco and USC Athlete and Record Breaking. Rampy and Spencer. Brady will do better than Tebow because, Tom Terrific. Tebow wins don't count for 100 fantasy points, sorry. Arian Foster will do better than a backup. Although, the backup might actually play this week, so Rampy doesn't look as stupid. Dirty Beanie's playing a tough defense, although he has more upside than Fitzgerald right now for Spencer. He will be bested by Murray. Steve Smith is getting a lot of yards. Jordy Nelson's getting touchdowns. Advantage Nelson. Welker, better than Fitz. Fitz doesn't have that much upside right now. Tony Gonzalez, better than Gresham. Gonzalez is almost a guaranteed touchdown. Laurent Robinson is also a guaranteed touchdown, but I like Steven Jackson's yards at the moment. Advantage Jackson. Dan Bailey's a top-tier kicker. Nothing more needs to be said. Denver Broncos defense and Titans defense. Titans defense has the advantage there. This is a toughie, but I think Spencer has too much firepower, and if Brady throws a couple of pixies, it's over for Rampy. Disco and Ben. Ben's just really not looking good with this last matchup. Cam Newton over Breeze because of his rushing yards. The Garrett Blunt blowing will be bested by Ray Rice. LaShawn McCoy is better than Chris Johnson. Ben's did a great job picking up Chris Johnson, but McCoy's just a lot better than I thought he was. Hakeem Nick's better than Stevie Johnson. Green better than Colston. A couple of Ben's bright spots just don't look that great anymore. Jimmy Graham better than Pettigrew, whose new hobby is to hit refs. If I were him, I would focus on catching touchdowns, though. Ryan Matthews will do better than C.J. Spiller, although great pickup by Ben, C.J. Spiller. Josh Hansen will do better than John Casey. And the Texans D, another great pickup by Ben, will do better than the Ravens. It's another good game. Advantage Disco because his top three is averaging monster numbers. If you want me to do the preview next week, you're going to have to come to tutorials. I'm just trolling, guys. Leave a comment. I'm out.